Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
I like my haters like my coffee extra mad and bitter. Internet lawyer, all like juice, yeah, the man's a quitter. He's strapped face up behind the platinum grill. I style faceless, just pick these mic skills. And in the street killer, I will not be denied. That I'm mic'd up, I raise my head with pride. A force of nature cruising the whip, doing walk-bys on your boulevard. Face my verbal clip. In this land of live streams, baby, I'm on the road. Got my feet on the media, scraping them up my souls. It's that umbrella guy facing the accusers. Cleated out size 14s, crushing all those losers. It's that umbrella guy, they said we couldn't make it. Never ask permission, just sense our goal and take it. The media buzzwords, they will never save you. Listen and believe is meant to enslave you. Challenging the hypocrites and baby, I'm on fire. They flash titles like they're royalty, but it's true that I'm a journalist. Scribble nursey rhymes, one in this grill in the basket. With a tisket and a tasket and their morals in a casket. No morals in a casket. They're always pushing make-believe and weaving straw to gold. But I'm sick of all the fairy tales and buying what I'm sold. Strolling into the backyard, taking truth on tour. Baby, there is sickness, and that umbrella guy's got the cure. Look, it's that umbrella guy knocking at the door. No more ministry of truth than the plot of 1984. I'm dumping all my verbal clips. The case is filled with knowledge. They're on the mic like kindergarten, and I'm taking them to college. Why the mask, baby? Cause this has to be a crime. I'll take the mic and boom, there in the chalk outline. I used to throw up elbows, but now I'm dropping nukes. You wrote another hit piece, isn't that cute? And the worst part, they'll never learn it before the stakes start channeling, crash and burn. They pretend that we need to get their permission. That umbrella guy crushing their ambitions. You're not my competition, it's that Umbrella. It's that umbrella guy steamrolling them out for fun. Mic check, mic wreck, paging this army of one. There's no hesitation, no doubt, not even a scintilla. The Tokyo baby and me, I'm Godzilla. Crushing them like Godzilla, like Godzilla.
All right, man. Today, woo, baby. It has been an interesting and a kind of sad one, to be honest, in the fact that we got a new video today, a new Shara banger. And man, one of the messages in that thing, you know what's really got to make some butthurt come out of the woodworks too? I want to show you something here, and I hope all of you will go over and check out Shara's channel, by the way. She's definitely put together a great video for this. We will be looking at it today, but you know what's got to really cause some butthurt out there? Look at this here. Look at her numbers right now. She just keeps growing. not just in her numbers here. She's closing in on 5,000 subscribers. But also look at those video numbers. Isn't that interesting? You gotta love that. Man, I get the most random crap like told to me. I looked up something today, by the way. Oh man, I have to tell you about that in just a minute. But first, I mean, look at this. I mean, 16,000 views already. 8 hours. Again, everything keeps going up and up and up. So we're going to be looking at this video today. Man, like I said, one of the screenshots in it, that last one in this video, whoo, man. I'm thought about reading you in because I don't know how many people have zoomed in on that one today. I mean, that one is it's something. It's something for sure. By the way, hope you're having a great day here. I got reading something today. I'm going to ask you about something, okay? I was reading about our government in the 1980s. This is just random here, but I just want to get your opinion on this. If I told you I was going to sell you a manually activated, inertially enhanced impact generator for $700, do you think that seems high or not? Because our government, I'll tell you about what it is in just a second, okay? But our government was paying $700 and they were they were supplying manually activated, inertially enhanced impact generators. What does that sound like to you? Yes, people are like, is that a hammer? Yes, that is a hammer. They're paying, and these are $1980, by the way. Let's see what that is in today's spending money. Let's see how much that is, because I can't remember it was 700 in 1980 today. So that's about spending power. That's estimated at around $2,680. So for every hammer that they bought, they had the equivalence of around almost $2,700 that they were paying. Isn't that amazing? They have I mean, that's an awesome title. You have to admit that is an awesome title. If I told you, oh man, we're paying $700 for a hammer, you'd be like, what now? But if I tell you we're paying $700 for manually activated, inertially enhanced impact generators. Now, why do I bring that up today? Why did I bring that random thing up? Because after we watch today, just like every other video, I'm sure there will be PR spin to it. I'm sure we'll be told no problem at all. Why? Because instead of buying hammers, they want to sell you the PR word, you know. They don't want to sell you the hammer. They want to sell you the manually activated, inertially enhanced impact generator. I kind of like saying that, by the way. That's what selling something to the public looks like. Isn't that it's very deceptive. But that's exactly what those things are. Now, before we get started in this, I want to do two things. Number one, I think this is important. Oh, by the way, there have been, oh my God. So PR apparently lost its mind yesterday. They're talking about suing everybody and their mama again. Of course, that's not new. They did say that BBB was looking around New York and Tennessee for lawyers. I thought that was fascinating because now I don't think they're actually, maybe they're talking about, grouping people, but I don't think in that they're talking about myself or Megan this time. They're aiming at other people. But what I thought was interesting, again, I don't know all of New York laws on going out and picking up, records on someone. But I do know that public records, period, are not a crime to share. They're not actually a crime to share. If somebody has been arrested for, say, scamming or other items, they've had some issues there. If somebody put that out, you can try to silence them with lawfare. Anybody can sue anyone, but no, that's not a crime, And it's fascinating. You think of all the people that have had stuff. Again, we talked yesterday about, I'm not going to pull these up again or talk about them, but we've talked about some of the stuff that has been pulled up on Jeremy Hales. We've talked about the documents ranging from divorce. Every shred of his life has been pulled up, including, you know, going out, recruiting family members to hopefully do damage and more, you know, hoping they can get something. And that was totally okay. But doing the same thing with document searches is bad there. Maybe there's a lesson in that. Maybe the lesson is that's what they've been doing is pretty jacked up. They want to be like, oh, well, we're not part of this. Mother, you are too. You are. You've done that to how many people so far? Just random people. I'm talking about random people. How many people like Lloyd have you talked about their backgrounds too? Lloyd wants to move off some property. What happens to Lloyd? We got to dig through his life, right? Every person, like if they pop up, there's either threats to do something or it's been done to them. It's nasty business. But apparently, you know, they're telling. Now, that's fascinating too, because what it sounds like, again, sounds like all of this is hailing from a couple of sources. And those couple of sources, you know, they probably think they can't get sued in return. And sooner or later, they will. Like, if they really follow through with some of that stuff, they will get sued. So, yeah. So, I mean, there's the implication, like somebody said, and I'll hit every super chat here today, too. Candace said, BBB implied he's suing the aunt's attorney. I mean, that's nuts. You know, what? You going to sue an attorney for taking a case? Huh. The spin to it too. I mean, when you read through the spin of his doc, like some of the spin is just crazy. You know, meanwhile, Shara put up a screenshot today. It's one I actually want to read to you. I think I'll have a kid reader before this will happen, though. Give me one moment. Hey, kiddo, what you got there? Oh, Rocket Pop, come here.
Why is this sick out?
What's this? What do you mean it's out? Oh, it probably got pushed through the thing. Got pushed through it in the box, you know.
Oh.
Yeah. Boom. There you go. How's that?
Whoever made these Rocket Pops, I like them.
I know you like Rocket Pops. Here. Throw that in the
Who
garbage
made these
upstairs.
Rocket
Okay.
Pops?
Yeah, I know they're. Huh? What?
When do we make these Rocket Pops?
Who makes them? The company, whichever the company is that's on the box. I don't remember.
I don't read the box, really.
You don't read the box? You just eat the Rocket Pops? Yeah, that sounds good.
No, I don't eat the Rocket Pops. I push them into one side by the another.
Oh, yeah. And then you eat the box that the Rocket Pops come in? You're like, this cardboard is delicious, right?
No.
Oh, it's not how we do it?
I put it in the trash can.
Oh, no, I'm just playing with you. Here, bring it up. Keep it serious.
I don't read instructions.
All right. Well, hey, go enjoy. We've had a busy day. We did dishes and everything else, right?
Box, Willie.
Your room's still clean, right? You kept your room clean, did dishes, we did school and stuff. So go enjoy yourself. Go enjoy yourself a little bit, okay? It is cold here, by the way. It is very cold. Hey, close the door, kiddo. Close the door for me. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, she loves this freaking, you know, the Rocket Pops, you know, the multicolored popsicles. Lord. Those, if she was allowed to, those would become a food staple in the house. Like, no, must eat real food, must eat good food. Then you can have some pizza bites, and then you can have some Rocket Pops or something, you know. So funny. I want to read you a screenshot though, okay? Like one thing out of this, that we're going to look over this video. There are all kinds of screenshots, but I want to read one to you, a particular one that it might be hard for you to read. So I'm actually going to read it. Now, I'm going to pull this up on the screen. And this is before we get into all the, like I said, I just want to read you something. I'm going to zoom it in for me. I'm going to read it while it's there, okay? I'm going to zoom it in for myself. I'm going to put it up on the screen. And again, you need to watch Shara's video. It's got some interesting stuff in it. But this right here is, it's not, it's sad is what it is. It's sad. If you've watched this video, this is freaking sad is what I thought it was. So there's this message right here. Now, some of the messages, we stop and actually read through them. But this message in particular, I thought, wow, what the what now? So let me read what's on the screen here, okay? Listen to this. You have to realize, too, that John likes me isolated. He thinks I'm going to let him spend time with the baby alone. And I'm not, because the baby said something to me. And after she said what she did, I will never leave him alone with her again. Not to mention the fact that one of the allegations that was made CPS was that he, there's a certain M word, a very horrible M word. I just use fuck it. It's a molested. No, I try to break it up so the censor bots don't catch it. If you like this, I'm sure we're going to get demonetized today. But, I mean, for real, this is awful stuff. It's awful. One of the allegations that was made to CPS was that that allegation was made because I told, it says, tree stranger, that I don't like it when he's short hiked all the way up and his, that would be backside, I'll say, shows, and the baby is right there. And when I tell him to knock it off, he tells me to shut the F up. He can do whatever the hell he wants. And I tell him, don't let the baby play with your chest hair. Don't go under the covers with the baby. Don't kiss her on the mouth. And he tells me to just shut up. He's not one of my effing schmexual offender husbands. But I'm telling you, why would my daughter say what she said and I can't prove it, so I can't turn it in? And I'm not turning it in because I don't want to lose my daughter, but I'll keep her away from them with my life. That's what that says. That's what that message says by itself out of here. Holy shit. These fucking weirdos out here are trying to tell me that there are no red flags in this mess. Really? That there's no reason for people to be concerned? Really? Again, you're going to have lawsuits are supposed to come with that? Okay. Uh-huh. When I heard that, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, that is horrific. My baby made claims. But I'm not going to turn it in, it says, because I don't want to lose her. Huh. Yeah. Now, I'm sure there will be all kinds of spin to that. But at some point, maybe some people should be like, whoa, wait a minute. I mean, these are, who has to say it before you freaking are like, maybe that's not good. Maybe all the statements, she said plenty of jacked up things in public. She has talked about not wanting him. I mean, this stuff fits with statements that she said before. I mean, this is horrible stuff. This right here, though, all those threats to go after Jeremy, put him in jail and all this other business. Yeah, saying that he has no right to be concerned. Yeah. Well, that's weird because she's saying that she's concerned, right? She herself is saying there's red flags. Huge one said by. Well, I can't prove it, but okay. Well, little kids' word, that's pretty fucking bad. Little kids at that age. Now again, she has a history. Here's the rub in this, okay? The rub in this is that she has a history of making allegations, horrendous allegations about lots of people. But what I do not understand in this mess with John Cook, after everything that is said, do you see denials of it? No, right on the property. X in a bottle. I mean, my God, man. I just thought that by itself, though, alone, that's the gravity of some of the stuff here. So yeah, I mean, this video is about 30 minutes long, but it ended with that. And I thought, holy God, man. So we're gonna look at that video today. And again, make sure that you've subbed to Shara. Please, mods, if you would, put her channel in the chat. I was going to say in the description. I was like, wait a minute, you can't put it in the description, but in the chat, if you would, that would be good. And people, make sure that you check the video out on her channel. You know, again, make sure it's fascinating, because there have been people that have tried to shut her down, have tried to say that she's a liar, have done everything in their ability to defame and silence. So I want to make sure that people see that channel. Okay, let's pull this up here. That's awful stuff. Turn on the captions. Oh man. I was looking at comments, and people noticed that some people, I don't think, noticed some of them, because, you know, the one thing with the Shara video too is that it's got a couple of layers to it. You know, you have the audio track, and then you have whatever's put into it. And there's a theme over them. I thought her last video, for example, before this one, was an absolute banger of a video. Like what she showed happens behind the scenes in live stream prep. And again, I'm sure people prep live streams, but it's not that. What it was is you have all these people that supposedly don't work together prepping, colluding on narratives. And they were all feeding them to the PR, the mouthpiece. So that was a banger. This would, well, let's get into it. Let's check it out here together. Let's see, volume up. Let's do it.
Hale County Sheriff's Office, Quarter This is Holly.
Hi, Holly. This is Lynette Preston in Otter Creek. I need a deputy out here. Jeremy Hale's girlfriend just violated our order by driving by and filming our house. And that.
Now look at this. Okay, now look at this. This is a list. The following, their 5 911 calls, are all dated on December 31st, 2023. What did they say? Driving by and filming. So on a public road, George drives by and films, which is totally her right to do so. You are in public. You are on a public road. And again, you have been told by law enforcement, you need to film for your safety. I mean, look at these, though. Look at all of this. You can see the calls coming in. You can see like this, the created at 12/31/2023. You have the time here at 1:37:14 seconds. You know, then you can see the coding change, the priority change, call for service, you know, here, call for service, created at. So you know, you can see it moving around, what exactly is going on with it. Location changes. I mean, everything that's Look at the notes here, that have been put in here. So December 31st, original remark changed from null to, you can see about Jeremy Hale's girlfriend just drove by filming. Then you can see, oh, well, here's some more. Well, there's a new narrative. It's actually in a black car, has a new narrative. Just saw her, has a new narrative, went toward the school. Oh my God. I mean, look at this madness. Like, this is absolute freaking madness. Man, Shara puts together a good video. I do have to, as important as this stuff is and as crazy as it is, I do want to give her props. Like, every time her videos come out, I'm like, holy crap, this is going to be crazy. And we'll probably be talking about it for a couple of days because oh Lord, it takes a minute to digest it all, everything that's in it, because there is so much stuff that's there. Megan will be back soon too. And that way we can get back to the depot. I want to get back to the damn depot, but I didn't want to. I can read it alone, but I like to read it with someone else. So that way, if I'm processing everything, I'm like, oh, like, get those house guests away. Get your business away, Megan. All right, let's continue.
That is a big no-no.
Okay, what's the phone number you're calling from?
You get redacting addresses and phone numbers. That's what all that is.
Okay, has she been served with any kind of paperwork?
Jeremy was told in court, and it is in my paperwork, that not her, him, none of his employees, nobody can do anything to us at all. His lawyer already violated it. It's been violated.
So, can do anything to us. Now, recording a person is not doing anything to someone, first of all. Her embellishment of what paperwork says, what she's going to allege through this, it's something else. But you can see her taking aim at lawyers and everything else. But on top of that, the idea that recording, when the police are telling you, record, otherwise it doesn't happen. And even then, they don't do anything about it. But that's an absurdity, isn't it? Let's continue.
Twice. He's been charged now twice. So,
okay, but what I asked was, has she been served with any paperwork?
She doesn't need to be, because the judge added her into this.
Okay, that's not how it works. But I'll
You get that there? Even 911 is like, yeah. That's not how it works, man. That's not how this stuff works at all. Holy crap. That's hilarious. Even when the dispatcher is like, oh my God. You just hear the tone on that. Like, oh Lord, this is not how it works.
notes on the call. Do you know her name or what kind of vehicle she was driving?
Yeah, Martha Rizk, R-I-Z-K.
What kind of vehicle was she driving?
I believe she was in her black car, now that we know what she drives. John, was it the black car?
God.
I should have it on camera, too.
How long ago did you see her?
John just saw her. She just drove by just now.
Go in what direction?
And the judge going towards, hold on a minute. I have to get to him. It's hard to yell all the way out there. Hold on. John! Which direction did she go?
Imagine imagine going to 911, putting 911 on a hold and being like, yo, by the way, oh my God. Hey, let me note a couple of these real quick. I want to see when your comments come in, like in the moment. So Wendy, thanks for the vibe. Good evening, Doug, mods in chat. Here for some hot tea. Oh, it's gonna be hot, by the way. I want to catch your comments as they come in. Okay, Max Lab, check mail. I'll check it in a little bit. All right, appreciate you too, Max Lab. Thank you, buddy. Bonnie, thanks for the 2. Oh, we got a kid raider. Give me 1 second. Hey, kiddo, what's going on?
You annoyed?
Huh? What is that?
Annoyed.
A nerd. Oh, you gonna give me a nerd? I thought you loved those things. Why don't you eat it?
There's one for you, one for me. I have 2.
Okay. Well, you like those a lot, don't you? Why don't you keep them both, and you eat one for me, and because right now I don't think I can eat one. I'll hold on to it if you want me to, and I'll save it for later on for you. I'll save it for tomorrow if you want. Okay. Does that sound good?
I don't want it. I have my own mother.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it.
I have
Thank
the
you.
whole pack of dogs.
Oh, you've got a whole pack. Okay.
I have the whole pack.
All right. Good deal. That sounds good. All right. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. That was very kind of you. I love you.
Love you.
Will you close the door for me?
Uh-huh.
Thank you. All right. And as Bonnie noted, the last one made me sick. Yes, that was the thing we covered at the beginning, just to say what was here. My adventures in homebrewing. Thanks for the 5. Pizza bite money for Bug and breadsticks for you, Tug. Thank you. Appreciate that there. I noted this from Candace before. Thank you. I appreciate you again. Suzanne, I saw you drop in 10 gifted memberships. Thank you very much for that. I saw everybody getting hit with those. Like, oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Mud Dog, thanks for the super chat. It doesn't allow a statement there, but it is a statement. Thank you. Pickle Tink, thanks for the 5 there. Tug, he was implying that he was trying to find lawyers in Tennessee, New York, and Illinois too. Or West. That's going to be, if they're implying that they're going to go after Wes, that would be the dumbest. Do it, please, God. Bring in something that had been closed out. Let Patty come in and talk about that. Oh, God, please. Because let the police reports come in where there's discussion about them lying and holding firearms. That might be a really, really bad idea. I mean, wait, that is the perfect lawyer plan. Perfect. So smart. That's 10 million IQ move right there. What an idiot. So hot. What's up, man? Thanks for the 5. Let's get the members up on the Wilmers. I listened today. Great channel. Put them over on the butter sticks. Yeah, I started actually checking out their channel today, and I'm trying to catch up some of their stuff. They had a pretty good video on bubbles, so I appreciated that one there for sure. So props to them. Yeah. But check out, there's a lot of channels too. I don't know who a lot of the channels are out there either. That's one of my things. Like I have trouble keeping up with this case. It's so maddening. So, keep an eye out. I'm doing these as fast as I can. That way we're going to be caught up while we go through, and that way everything will be timely. Mud Dog, thanks for the 2. Their subs dropping faster than panties on prom night. Indeed. What's funny about that too is you see them max out. What it tells you, they'll have some relevance for a minute, but if they ever cover anything else, they're done. Tease T, what's up, Tease T? Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships as well. 20 gifted memberships dropping in. Like I said, I'm watching them hit. That was beautiful. Thank you. Syndicate Chief, thanks for the 5. My power and heat are out. Oh no, didn't winter storm. I'm in a warm spot now, but I've been using the Thugs hoodie to keep it warm. I keep it out in the cold, rather keep it out. Yes, it's thick and warm. It is. By the way, if you want to fight off the weather too, ThatUmbrellaGuy.com, where you can get warm hoodies that will keep you safe from the winter. Actually, I have a Pickle You hoodie on. I had gotten a few to make sure that our design would be right. I have a Pickle You, so that's awesome. Terry, thanks for the 2. Threes Granger instead of Tree Stranger. Oh, that's what that's supposed to be. Threes Granger. Thank you. I was, when I looked at that when I was reading, I don't know why I didn't process it. Thank you for noting that. Pickle Tink, thanks for the 10 there. Tug, you must have missed it when she said you must have missed it when she was saying that she didn't want JC to hold the baby in his lap because he never wears underwear and shorts. I can't decide what's more sick, him or her. It's all gross. If you have these concerns, they are giant red flags in this mess. And there are people defending this. Like, what does it take? Fuck, man. Again, PSA, because they're going to sue. Motherfuckers, sue me, by the way. Excuse my language there. It just sue me. I would love to put that in court. You tell me that that's not a giant red flag. I'll bring up every audio file she's ever said about this stuff, everything in that. I tell people not to contact, though, because it doesn't help in the case. It doesn't help at all. That's why you don't contact. Don't contact anyone. But if they want to be like, sue because you say red flag, man, yeah, argue these aren't red flags. Ray-Bay, thanks for the 24 months. Again, excuse me, I try not to drop the MF profanity, but ooh, that makes me mad. I mean, what do you have to hear? But thanks for 24 months there. Yo, it's been so long since I caught you live. 2-year anniversary. 2 years, man. 24 months. Love you, Tuck. Hey, love back to you. Getting a little spicy. I got a little annoyed by that subject there. Taz, thanks for the 2. Loving hugs. Prayers for what the hell's. Indeed. We have 2 more. Okay. And then we'll be kind of. Christina, thanks for the 5. I can't believe we live. We live pics or it didn't happen where. Yeah, it's actually video where it didn't happen. That's the crazy thing. I don't even know what pics. They might be like, oh, well, that's not enough too. When it comes to the police, it's too ridiculous. It is. It is. Because you got to be like, how many crimes do you ignore then? That's insane. And Janice, thanks for the 10. You just know Lynette is going to claim the haters, their criminal husband, Deuce foreskin of grooming and molesting daughter. And scamming her out of money. It's coming. Just wait. Yeah, I actually want to ask Preston about this. Here's a question for Lynette. Okay. I'm sure she hears this stuff. So, make sure she gets this here. You realize like all that money that's supposed to go to you, it goes into another account. It goes in through another channel. How do you know you're getting yours? How much of that money that's meant for you doesn't make it to you? Because it's not set up as a GoFundMe. So how do you know? How do you really know? How do you're dividing up the bounty? I mean, how's that working out? Wonder about that. Also, not setting it up as a fundraiser. You realize that costs about 30% of everything that's put out there. So, whoopsie. But then again, I guess that's a way to try to write off some of that, right? I don't know. It drives me nuts there. Hey, Zohan, by the way, thanks for the 5 there. Love you guys. Listening to you and Megan helped me make it through nasty custody case. Finals tomorrow. Good, man. That stuff, you put it behind you, brother. I say brother. You know what? I don't know what people are behind there. That's a habit. I may call a female man, I'll call you brother, guy, hey, man. Don't take that. Like if I do say that, man, woman, again, I assume, but you know how assumptions go sometimes. But yeah, nasty custody cases. Glad that's behind you. Move on with your life. Well, and get to a certain point. That's awful, man. That stuff gets so nasty. And Rat's ass thanks for the 2 there because workers' comp bench doesn't pay much. 60%. Yeah, that's well, it's fascinating. Again, there's a lot of money rolling through. Anyway, let's get here. I wanted to be caught up that way when everything comes up in here. If there's stuff, I'll catch it in the moment. I like that. If I'm by myself, I can.
Oh, John!
Hey, John. There you are.
His head is in the turtle pond. I'm going to wreck my socks to get out there. Stay there, Harley.
His head is in the turtle pond. Oh my God, that is unintentional comedy gold. You have to admit. It's like, hold on, 911. I'm going to yell for John. No, he can't hear me. I'm going to go get him. He can't hear me because his head's in the turtle pond. Oh, that's gold. Oh my God.
And the judge did change the language of our order and added that none of his employees, no one that worked for him, not friends, nobody they're all going to be included in the order because of this, what he's done.
Okay, we're going to have a deputy come out there, okay?
She went towards the schoolhouse.
Okay.
Don saw her, and I have her on camera.
Okay, we're going to have a deputy come out.
Your lights are darkened out, but I can see the camera on.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
The camera.
Yes,
And I'll dig out my paperwork.
We know what she drives. I like that one there, by the way.
Levy County Sheriff's Office, record a line. This is
There's
Holly.
another one in, by the way.
Hi.
So there's another call coming in too. You're getting a taste for it. So if you look at that, you're like, by the way. Oh, by the way, Zohan, thank you. Single dad. Hey, man. Props to you. Love the single dads out there, man. Hard work, man. Loved all your parents out there. I'm glad, though, you get your life where it needs to be, brother. Love to you, bud. AKA Calais, thanks for 6 months. Any advice for someone really struggling? I'm in therapy, but it's really tough lately. You should be learning coping skills. First of all, again, my best thing is this. There's a thing that I said to clients all the time. You're sitting in your chair there talking to your therapist, right? And you're having a day. Well, you got to remember that working toward goals is like working toward that door, however you got in there. Now, unless you have a mutant power or something, you have to take steps to get to the door. Well, it's the same thing. You look at your steps and you remember sometimes the steps that you're taking are just getting out of bed. Every day is not straight up the mountain. Again, it's not like The Price is Right, yodeling your way up the hill. Some days you're just walking in a straight line. Some days, there's nothing wrong with that. Days when you notice issues, you write them down, you find out what the triggering event is in there, and you find ways that cope with it. It just depends. Again, you have a professional in there, and if you think your professional is not helping you, then you can always seek alternatives in that too. I don't know. Again, I don't know your situation or anything going on in that, but remember, there's nothing wrong with having days where you struggle. You will have those. Even when you get things in just the human experience, we struggle. Period. So part of moving forward, like I said, some days just getting out of bed, that's moving forward. And if you have a day where things feel like they go backwards for you, that doesn't mean it's undone anything. You just reset on that. You remember the moment. You never look backwards. You always look at the present to forward think. Hope that helps. And also, thank you for 5 gifted memberships off that too. Thank you. Like again, I don't know the particulars on what's going on with you there, but you're doing the right thing. You're talking to a professional. You're going about that. And love to you, man. Remember, if you feel isolated or alone, you're struggling, you have access to armies of people that would care. Now, Jack, thanks for the 2. Tug, aware that Flea 1X has a fraud conviction. I've seen some stuff on there. Yeah, I've been looking at all that. That's fascinating. You know, they've blown a big gasket and said they're going to sue all the people that were talking about that and more. Again, that's going to be very difficult to do, but okay. Janice, thanks for the 10. I wanted to know when Lynette is going to be arrested forever using the 911 system. I never drove by. I never looked at me wrong. I never was in camera arrest. That's actually hard to do. Okay, I covered something like temporarily, but it was a video that compiled a bunch of stuff. It was about a squatter that they were living in someone else's home. And they continually abused 911, trying to get the homeowner arrested. Because what they did, the homeowner brought in their kid, who is one of the most annoying human beings on the planet. And what they did in that is they did everything possible to make this person's, let's say, to inconvenience them. And they called 911 over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Finally, the police got tired of it. And they told them, if you do it again, you will be arrested. But even in that situation where you're 100% legally wrong, Now, that was in California, I believe. So different jurisdiction, but it just gives you an idea. Look at these gifted memberships, by the way, too. Thank you, Sticky Widget. Dropped a gifted membership. Thank you, Sticky, there. Rebel, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. By the way, props to you. Sticky, too. Man, his name hit me after the thing. I was like, wait a minute. Shiny squirrel. But Rebel, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for all you do, too. Love you. Love the mods. Appreciate all of you. T2T. What? Waffles? Thank you for that gifted membership as well. Appreciate you. Sticky dropped another 5 gifted memberships and people. Thank you, man. I saw all that roll in. 2 more. We're good. We're caught up. But thank you, Sticky. Thank all of you too. Oh, that's awesome. I love gifted memberships. Catherine also dropped a gifted membership there. Again, thank you. I love that because it gives something to other people as well. I love that experience on here. And Jack, thanks for that too. They're controlling the money. Lynette has no clue. I know exactly. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that? And yeah, I agree with this too. Wanda said, hey, Tug, these are dumb and they're sick as hell. Yeah, it's pretty jacked up, isn't it? Man, look at this. Another misbehaving. Thanks for the gifted membership too. I checked out your email, checked out the singer you were talking about. I put them in. I'm going to listen to them over the week. See what I think about them. Appreciate the notation on them. I actually mark them into my playlist. Check them out. So thank you for that. And Mama Laura, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you for that too. Appreciate you. Man, love that there. And all of you there. Look at this. I want to give everybody love on that. Look at you all in there. Plus, again, I don't like leaving people out there. Tease. Suzette. And if I forgot anybody in there, I did not mean to. But let's get going on this again. Okay, here's another number we'll call. Let's go.
Hi, Holly. My name is Martha, and I was calling for 2 things. I needed to make a report.
Here's Martha calling.
Or I need to speak to a deputy about filing a report on our neighbors violating our civil protection order.
Okay, what's your phone number?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Your telephone number?
Oh,
it's.
Let's see this too. So here's a message. It says, no, ours doesn't have porch yet or loft built. We have lots to do. Get it done. Here's the answer. Get it done. Move those mountains for baby. Yeah. A lady just volunteered to write some grants to help us, but suing Jeremy will help. Drink that in. Oh, but suing Jeremy will help. He will settle out of court. I know it. He's going to settle out of court. They're suing him, hoping that he will settle out of court there. What? Jeremy will do what? I'm suing his ass. Settle out of court. He don't want the jury to give me $1 million. Okay. Then we have mayor is a puppet. We have a voice there. And then where's getting the murder the cat thing? And why did he say the turtles are dying? So just ask about that. But this is the important part right here in this screenshot. Again, a lady helped us. She volunteered to write us some grants, but suing Jeremy will help. That is their long-term payment plan because they're if I take him to court, he's going to have to pay millions. Isn't that something, guys? Isn't that a crazy one? Like, what do you think about that? That's wild, isn't it? Wander. Thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you for that. Here's a good question, by the way, too. Wander. Thank you. Like I said, here's a good question on this stuff. Can this be brought into the federal case and the federal judge request action be taken? Yes, this can be introduced. Shara's stuff was all introduced. That's the fascinating thing, isn't it? Shara actually talked about all kinds of madness. And yeah, it's going to, what you do is you're going to get to a discovery phase. See, the discovery phase is going to be an interesting phase because that's where all your evidence actually starts coming in. You know, they act like the evidence that was in the initial filings is all the evidence that you're going to see. No. That's not how that works. You're going to see more stuff. Now they get to argue over what's relevant and what's not. But what you're going to have, especially when Miss Preston and Mr. Cook, they have to test, or they have to give depot. They're going to lock in narratives, and all of this stuff is going to be utilized to question their narratives. Wouldn't that be something? Freaky Cat has something funny too. Thanks for the file. Remember when Megan's JC Lego man kept falling in the turtle pond? Yeah. It really mimics real life. Never knew about that, did you? You thought it was a lazy Lego? No. It knew its role. It knew it well. Elsu, thanks for the vibe. Sometimes a successful day is just getting through it. Yeah. I mean, that's true. It's true. And again, remember, be forward thinking. Set goals, real tangible goals. Not, I want to be happy. That is not a happy. That happy is a good thing, by the way. But what does that mean? How do you measure happy? Remember those things, you know, tangible goals. You work towards. Set small goals at first, too. Things that are you're going to achieve. You know you will achieve. And then work toward larger goals. That's the way you do it. Sticky. Thanks for the 3 months there, too. Hey, you tugs out for the even. Take care. Appreciate you, buddy. You know. And Mary Louise, thanks for the 2. All grants require accountability. Yes, they do indeed. Well, you have to think there was probably some stuff that blew this up here, you know. I'm thinking that's probably what happened with all this. Let's continue.
Okay.
That's typing.
And tell me what happened.
And
so I have civil protection orders against 2 of my neighbors, John Cook and Lynette Preston, and they're not supposed to make any contact with us. They're not supposed to talk to us. And as I was driving by, he's yelling and screaming at me, and I even have it on video footage. But the microphone on my camera didn't pick it up, but you could tell by his body language that he's yelling. Now, there's a couple deputies that are familiar with this case.
We're all familiar.
So,
where do you want to make contact with you at?
Did you get that? They're like, we're all familiar. Oh my God. We are all familiar. Now that's funny, but it's also an indictment of because I mean, look at what it took for them to do anything. And when it went to, again, prosecutors, remember prosecutors dropped the ball on the stuff that happened with Patty. As far as them doing something for Jeremy and doing something for George, yeah, I'm going to say they've dropped the ball forever. I think that's a fair statement, don't you?
He can call my cell phone.
He'll have to make contact with you in person when it's a violation of paperwork.
Okay.
Where does he need to make contact with you at? Are you at the schoolhouse?
Yeah, at the schoolhouse.
Okay. All right. We'll have a deputy on the way.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So switching over. So
Lady
there's
County Sheriff's Office, Recorder Line,
it's switching to another one.
Hi, Holly. This is Martha Risk calling. Deputy Prine just called me, but I missed his call.
Yes, Sam? You want him to come back out there?
No, just if he can call me.
Okay.
Or are you able to patch me through to him, or does he have to call me?
If you've never dealt with police calls too, a lot of them, I don't know about every jurisdiction out there. Our jurisdictions, for example, if they come in either blocked, maybe they don't come in like that. They knew who it was calling. But for me, like, it's very easy to miss their calls. You know, if they miss their calls, I'm going to assume that it couldn't call them back like that. So it's probably a redacted phone number. That's probably what you were looking at with that. So when you get a call back, I mean, remember that if you've never dealt with law enforcement and had to make a report, that's the way that it works. Pickle Tink, thanks for the 10 there. Tug, you so right. My recovery from 4th hip surgery over the last year is tough, but I'm doing good today to get my butt up to go to the bathroom. My bed is my best friend lately. There you go. I mean, your recovery is slow, man. I deal with a permanent issue with my knee. You know, I have a permanent issue. And some days, like after live streaming, setting, like I'm like, oh my God, it feels like somebody is taking a vice grip to my kneecap. You know, it is not fun. But on those days, like when I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand this. I just, I'm like, oh, not gonna have that. I'm gonna set a recovery, and it's slow. Like the issues that caused that were slow rolling to go forward. Yeah, you set that and you move forward. Props to you, for sure. And Deuce Manskin, thank you for the gifted membership as well. Deuce Manskin, thank you, Deuce Manskin. Appreciate that. Let's continue here, though.
We'll have to call you. Do you have your phone?
So what this one is, though?
Calls.
I don't think so.
Okay,
that's the question. Okay, so this is actually a good question here. I did this one time. If you ever deal with law enforcement, you have to make a call, and they typically will call you back. A lot of us have apps that restrict blocked calls. So if you ever, for some reason, have to deal with law enforcement, turn off any app that's going to block unknown numbers. That's actually good advice. Most people do not know about that. That could have been something that happened. I had that, like I said. I dealt with that.
Sure. Because that's usually what happens if you miss a call, is your phone is making it go straight to voicemail.
Okay.
Okay, but I will ask him to call you back.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a message there.
No,
What is it the turtles are doing?
Levy County Sheriff's Office, recorded line. This is dispatch.
Hi, dispatch. This is Lynette Preston. I have a protection order, and
Let's read this first, okay, before this one comes in. This is A, 2023. There will be a few here, okay? And then I'm sure as they sink in, I'll probably mention some of these tomorrow too, because I need a day to digest this stuff, okay? Because there will be stuff in here that I miss, obviously. There's a lot to digest here. So I haven't even made one dime in donations, not one. So I've only had my 501c3 a few months, not even a full year yet. So how they can say that I've done something wrong and they've turned me in, it's crazy. Let's see. Or one of his that says, but because they blocked me, I can't ask them, what did I do? What did I do? Is the answer here. He's trying to ruffle you and drive you out. The IRS is not coming. Let me take down the subtitles. But he is threatening my life without saying it. He's directly threatening me by saying he's going to put a person on Dead Dog Road with an AK to the 4 to the 7 to, let's say, off people that are dumping garbage. His mental state is wrong. He needs help badly. It's like, what? Wait, where? Where is that? Who's doing that? Who's threatening you? So she's asked. I mean, you see the narratives that are being promoted here. You can kind of understand. Again, Shara's looking at it like, what? What? But look at what's being told to people. Again, that's insanity. That is absolute insanity. Let's continue with her call.
For stalking and cyber stalking against Jeremy Hale. And I just had to have the deputy out because Martha Riz, his girlfriend, filmed us today, and they're violating the order right now. They're on a live, and they're talking about me as if there was no order whatsoever.
And you said the deputy was just out there?
Today, because Martha Riz, his girlfriend, filmed us today, which is a violation. She's included in the order.
Yes, ma'am. Can you verify the address?
Yep.
CC at another call.
Avenue. I don't expect them to come out. All a deputy has to do is watch his video right now tonight, or the live that he just did, and it's proof positive right there. Says me, says my name, everything. He just blatantly, he does not care. He's already charged with 2 violations of breaking the order. Got a 3rd one today coming at him, and now he's doing it again.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And he's on a Facebook Live right now?
Yep. What the Hales just did a live, and he says that he's going to put out every bit of the... It's funny is that he made a contempt of court on me, saying that I'm talking about our court hearings everywhere online. I'm not talking about it anywhere. I want this over. I want to be left alone.
Yes, ma'am.
But he just said on his video that he's going to play all of the court hearing stuff all of this month in January.
So there's another reason to actually tune in. They don't want you talking about the court hearing. You notice that. But they're calling in being like, you can't talk about the court hearing. They're also, I mean, look at how they're framing what happens in the courtroom. Is that the way you remember things? Because that's not the way that I remember it going. But hey, you know, spinning it to law enforcement. What freaking whack jobs, man. Man. Oh, look at this. This is good. I got to note this. Crazy old Bart. Thanks for the 5 talk. 6 years into my cancer journey. Now, cancer free. Awesome, dude. I lost everything except bare essentials. You're so correct about finding happiness. Indeed. Hey, you know, it's awesome. My father dealt with, I had a scare at one time. Luckily, yeah, I don't have, I've been through the scare thing. And it's awful, just the scare. So having, I watched my father deal with that. I watched my brother deal with that. Unfortunately, you know, after time, they succumb to it. But I've also had relatives that have beaten that. And yeah, it cost them everything. But in finding happiness, looking for new happiness, I'm glad that in there you can find that. Props to you there, man. Cancer free. Awesome. That is great, dude. I always love seeing positives like that. And the Wilburns, what's up, Wilburns? Thanks for the 2. It's almost like Meg Sims and JC. Indeed. Indeed. It's like, oh. It was like they knew what was going on. Got a little head duckage, right? If they could actually duck their heads, those Sims were funny, were they not? Those Sims were absolutely hilarious. The stuff that they did, oh my God, I loved those. Props to you, by the way. Like I said, I've been catching up on some of your stuff. You know, people check their channel out for sure. I've been getting some threats lately. Apparently they ruffled a few feathers. Not to be confused with Martin feathers. Emma, thanks for the 17 months. Just when I think they're stupid. Can't get any more stupid. She takes the stupid juice and the stupid gets worse. I know. It's like if stupid had steroids. Okay, here we go.
This man is a serial stalker. He's sick. He's dangerous. He doesn't care. I don't think he thinks he's going to get in trouble.
He didn't.
Okay. Do you want a deputy to go make contact with him? Like what? How do you want to?
Well, they should, however they feel they need to. I know a case needs to be, I need a case number on it because I will go file it also in the county. But
here's B, by the way. So you ended up with who's threatening you. 13 minutes into tonight's video, it's alive. He said that he's putting someone dead dog road with an A to the K to the 4 to the 7. Where's the dead dog threat? And it's not a dead dog threat again. She's not understanding that. So she's like, where's the live? 13 minutes to it. She's like, listen, I didn't hear that, you know? It's like, get an exact timestamp. I listened to 16 minutes all the way through. I heard the A to the K to the 4 to the 7 in around 4 minutes, but that was about lining his family in the front yard to protect himself from John's pew-pew. So the police won't take that part as a threat. Again, Shara's telling them, like, that's not what he said. He didn't say that at all. He actually said... Yeah, so she asked people that were... It's interesting to see her confronted with that, isn't it? Strange, isn't it, there? Tennessee Susie, by the way, thanks for the month. Do L and J really believe that their restrictions also apply to Jeremy and George. Now, my understanding, they're playing they're playing Ohio. They were playing Florida, and remember the way that they say things apply. Yeah, did they really apply that way? Huh. When law enforcement, again, you have the right to record. There have been many lawsuits won because people have been told that they cannot film on public property, whether that's a sidewalk around a business, whether that's a road, whatever the case may be. And again, this isn't like just random people popping in and driving down your road. You live there and you have people doing awful shit. So of course you're recording them. Valor Motorsports put it right there. Can you say Hale's deranged syndrome? That's what it feels like, doesn't it? The derangement syndrome. It does. HDS. And Paul, thanks for the 5. I don't think she is misrepresenting what happened in court. I think she's just stupid to understand what is in the order. Maybe, I don't know. See, maybe that's the case to a point. Maybe you're right on that. But also, I've seen so many things that just fabricate stuff. Remember, Shara told us at the beginning of her depot that they were saying that Jeremy Hales and many others were going to take Russell Meeks out on a hunting trip. And, well, let's just say Russell wasn't supposed to come back. Now, that never happened, obviously, because that wasn't legit. But that's wild, right? That is absolutely wild. So I think, yes, there's some of it that you're right on there, but I think some of it, it's the other thing too. Man, Wheezy Wheels, I see this too. Wheezy Wheels, thanks for the 5 there. Said goodbye to my mom today. Being rich doesn't mean you have plenty of money. You can be rich in other meaningful ways. Make each day count. Yes. I have a rule. First of all, love to you. That is difficult. Like I said, saying goodbye to my father and that, my stepdad. You know, I feel like I make the distinction because I have a stepdad now. I have a biological father. So if I mention any of that, I don't want to confuse people. That's why I say that. But a father is a father. And it was difficult. It was very difficult. And one of the rules I have in my home, I try to abide by, is never going to bed angry with somebody. Always making sure that issues are remedied because you never know what's going to happen. Like you said, make every day count. Love to you. Love to you there. Lily, thanks for the 5. Does Megan know that when you take a week off YouTube, they will reduce the pushing of her videos? She does. She had to take off. Well, what we'll do, though, I actually mentioned this to her. What I'd like to do is when she comes back, we will hype the day she comes back. We'll come on here. We'll hype up so everyone knows to go to her live stream. And then it'll come back with a bang, you know? And that way she doesn't have her channel throttled over it. I think that is the way that we're going to. I think that's the way it's going to happen. I can't say like 100%. Give me 1 second, man. This blanket, I got a heating pad on me now. And like I have a heating pad the length of my chair, and I feel like I'm in a slow cooker. Oh, it went from freezing down here to, man, I think I'm sweating. What's going on? So just give me 1 second, Lord. But yeah, that's actually a very good point. And the way that we can combat that is to go out and to make sure that everyone knows she's going to go live. That way people know to be there. But yes, you have a very good point on that. Let's continue. So this was part B. Again, remember, A and B, they were conversation pieces.
The judge told me I'm supposed to call the sheriff because of how many times already he's violated it.
Okay. All right. Well, I did reopen the call from earlier today, so whatever incident number they gave you for that one, it's just going to be the same one since it's kind of regarding the same matter, okay?
Okay, so it's the same incident number. So that's important. It's open under the same thing. So a lot of times when you have another call come in, people will mistake that as the same call because it's added to the same incident number. So you see how that's working there. So sometimes when you're looking at the 911 records of that stuff, it can actually be very confusing. I think that's a good note too. My adventures in November and they survive. Okay, you will need a brain bleach for this, but maybe LMNOP was hoping that the judge was into her, and that's why those hearings happen. Oh God, I don't need that in my life. And John Boy, thanks for the 7 there. They're saying it's illegal to film from a public. Well, yes, okay, and maybe everybody in Florida should get together and sue Google Maps. Not only that, but it's fascinating. Like I keep saying, right now, they are taking pictures on their property, which okay, like my property, I have God, I have about a dozen cameras around me, so I see everything that goes on around me. I make sure that I see everything. A lot of my neighbors do that too, but the thing that they're doing that's messed up is they're supplying that to their PR team, who talk continuously about these items. And that, considering they are under an order not to harass Jeremy Hales, not to lead to harassment, that seems like a big no-no to me. What do I know, though, right? What I know. They're the legal experts, right? Let's continue.
Okay.
Okay. But it'll be a
whatever deputy.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever deputy you talk to, all they need to do. The deputy today saw her own video.
Mm-hmm.
She went by. She had to show him the video that she took today. So he saw that video, and now all they have to do is watch the video, and there's the proof. I mean, they're idiots. I don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand it. I really don't.
Filming for their protection.
Okay.
We want to be left alone. I just want to raise my daughter.
Yes, ma'am. I understand. I completely understand. So we'll go ahead and get them out there and see what we can do, and I'll have them call you just as soon as they're able to assess the situation and go from there, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Unfortunately,
we want to be left alone. We don't want anybody to talk about that. Hey, by the way, we're going to get BBB to contact everybody and their mother all over the freaking planet. Lawyers, journalists, YouTubers. We're going to get PR. They're going to freaking put all that together too. But they don't want anybody talking about it. They just want to be left alone, right? Hey, Suzanne, thanks for the 10. Please check the email to threat shown to Shara and her son. Ooh, I'm going to check that out too while we're rolling. Let's continue here.
I can't advise any further, so that'll be the
I know.
I'll have to call you. But I'll
No,
have
no, I get it.
Yeah, just be advised it may come from a blocked or restricted number, so just look out for that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, here's another screenshot. So this continues with that. Shar told her, remember, I couldn't find that there. So I don't know. It's just what someone told me. I'll have to read the transcript. So Annette is telling them, I'm watching videos. I got all of that. Oh, by the way, this is just what I was told, This is just what I was told. Isn't that something? I'm looking at a few screenshots right now. Holy crap. So there is an anonymous post that is a straight up threat toward Shara. Let me show this. Actually, I'm going to pull it up while we're talking, okay? So let me get this real quick. Holy crap, that is 100%. Oh, my Lord. Nastiness personified. Like Shara again. Federal witness dealing with this stuff. Give me a second. I'm downloading it, putting it in here so we can look at it. This was just sent to me. This is, of course, on the ye old I don't even want to call it a fan group anymore. Like these crazy people drop in and say some nasty stuff. But look at this. I want to show you. Shara put this video out today, and I want to show you what's been pointing at her, right? Okay, so check this out here. Pulling this up. This is awful, by the way. This is absolutely awful. Look at this here. This is by Anonymous. You know, of course, because they don't want to post it under their name. I am not attributing it to anyone either. I'm just saying. Interesting how that video comes up. And Shara, my friend, been looking at your information and family. The real golden key is going to drop in 48 hours. Your son will be first. That is absolutely a threat, 100%. That needs to be reported to law enforcement. 100%. Shara, have you seen that? I hate that you deal with that. See, Shara has been noting that she deals with threats. I 100% believe that, too. That is a nasty-ass threat right there. That's straight up a threat. Like, there is no other way to read that besides it being a threat. Your son will be first. Because she's talking about information. Again, you see this response, this reply to her putting out information. The people should be aghast by the information that's come up too. But instead, they're like, oh, coming after your kid. That's awful. See, BC Eagle, thanks for the tip. Good evening, Tug. Best regard to your kids. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Man, sure. Like I said, report that to police, please. You stay safe. You make sure that you not only record it, but you make sure that you report threats like that. Weez Wills, thanks for the 5 there. In the words of Forrest Gump, stupid is as stupid does. And that is very true, too. There's a lot of stupid that goes around, isn't there? Son, thanks for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for membership. Welcome to Tug's Thugs. And one more here. Weezy Wills, thanks for the 10. For the Tuglets, Piggy Banks, thank you for that, too. Appreciate all of you, by the way. Appreciate all of you being here. And if you're like, man, Tug, you stop a lot on this and you talk about stuff with the conversation, this is a video that exists. You can check this video out on your own. And I encourage you to do so. You make a playlist for Shara. You show her the love. You go and sub to her channel. She's put a lot of time and effort. You can tell this is an effort video, you know. I mean, you got to go through, you got to pick up all of this stuff. She's had to FOIA all of that, end up with all of this information. There's a lot of effort that goes into these. So just to note that. But she stopped with, and we stopped with, read the transcript. Who told you? One of my people. They watch the videos and then they tell me everything. That said, because I can't watch them, it makes me sick to see him. He didn't say that. That's what she's told there. I'll end up having to watch tomorrow. I'll wait till we're in the car driving somewhere or something because I can't do it when I'm at home with redacted because then I get too frustrated. I hope that there is police at the meeting Tuesday night because I'm getting a little worried about Jeremy's mental health. Yeah, there's the thing too. I think that drives the proverbial dagger into his mental health. I think that has been something that people have tried to do. Worried about his mental health. Yeah, you keep attacking, threatening, doing awful shit. Oh, I'm worried about his health. You know, because he responds by, what did he do? Oh, yeah, he recorded. He recorded and he's talked about this stuff and he's made sure that he would not be silenced about it. He made absolutely sure that all of this was public record. Huh.
Levy County Sheriff Office on recorder line. This is Ayala. How can I help you?
Hi, this is Lynette Preston. The deputy is out here. He's actually watching the video. I need him to know that the judge is aware that when Jeremy talks about the turtles across the street, that's us. So he's talking about us. Then he talks about,
Miss Preston,
he talks about,
Miss Preston, hold on one moment for me, please. I have to look up the call from earlier so I can document and how the deputy made contact with you. So just hold on for me one moment, please.
Okay.
So here's another call.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am.
No, it's okay. I just need you to bear with me.
And 911 is, I mean,
Wow. This is just from last year, just past 2020.
wait. You hear that in the background? So she's not watching videos, but whose voice do I hear in the background? Whose voice did you just hear? Let's see. Let's go really slow over that, okay? Well, just listen to it one more time. Who are you hearing in the background? Pay attention.
Year, just past 2023, okay? This is hours watched.
Whose voice is that? Now you hear, of course, a child, but beyond that, you hear a certain Jeremy Hales. He has a very distinct sound to his voice. You know, when I hear him like playing and stuff, you can pick him out of a crowd. That's good. That's actually something that makes you successful. You know, people know your voice. And yes, I thought she didn't listen to him. I thought other people listened there. They listened for her. No. She's 100% listening. And anytime she gets caught just making up some crazy shit, she's like, oh, somebody else told me that. Huh. That's weird and fascinating, isn't it? I thought she also didn't tune in at all, ever. You know, besides a couple of videos back when.
20 million.
Trying to look the call from earlier, and I'm not able to look it up. Hold on for me one moment, ma'am.
Okay.
You were just born and you started.
Okay.
We're there. So if you were just born and you just started watching everything that we put out on YouTube so far, this is just videos. I don't think this counts live streams.
Look at this too.
Okay, so what is going on with?
Look at that too. It's distinct enough in the background too. If you're like, well, I don't hear that. You can hear this. You can see the subtitles are picking it up. So his voice is out there enough again that not only are they playing in the background, but
This video, ma'am.
Well, I'm watching his video right now, and
oh wait, she's
when he
watching.
first brings us up, he talks about in a song. He talks about the turtles across the street. That's us.
His songs.
So we're the tortoise rescue across the street from him. And then he talks about stalking, and he says, "You're talking about stalking now." We're the ones that he's accusing of stalking him, but he's stalking us. And I'm still watching to hear where my name is because I was clearly told by 5 people that he said our name. So I'm watching the video right now.
Okay, so when you say
Now, Shara points out in D, this is the same screenshot we saw, by the way, but she's pointing out that she's like, hey, look, I was looking at this stuff and I told her straight up, that's not what he's saying. He's not saying those things that you say he's saying.
that when he refers to the turtles across the street, he's referring to you guys. Did at any point in there he say it was you guys or use your names and then changed it or anything like that? Or is it
I'm only
from what he's saying?
No, I'm listening to him right now. He said the turtles across the street. He was singing a song. That's us. So he's definitely talking about us.
I do apologize. Hold on one moment. I got a traffic stop.
Okay, that's okay.
That's okay.
So they actually have to put her on hold for a minute because there's something else that comes in.
We had a lot of fun. Actually, YouTube for us, boy, January. Actually, for the business as a whole, if I were to talk about, boy, we hit some hard times. January, February, and March, we had more bills than we had income coming in for the.
So he's even talking about the damages that are being done there too. You notice that's what the discussion is right there. He's talking about quote unquote hard time. So he's talking about the impact that they had. So she's listening to this, hearing, hey, this is the damage that you've been doing.
Ma'am, my radio ears on my deputy. 1026, 48.
Okay, so here's the continuation. He's getting worse with the violent ideation and threatening fantasies. She links something here. You know what? We should just have both of our families come down, put them on patrol right there across the street, our property. We'll set up patrol and we'll just have AK-47s pointed at the entire time. So then she's asked, well, what did the sheriff say when you called? Did you record? Nothing. There's nothing they can do about it. Because when he said we can point there the whole time, it could have meant anywhere, even though he said he talked about John and the pew pew thing. And then he talks about pointing his pew pews over here. But he says, I'll stand on our property and aim over there, meaning to our property. I'm calling the state police here in a minute. So she's also talking about not just calling, she said the state police. Huh. That's interesting.
No, I do apologize. I'm in his radio traffic. I'm his lifeline. If I don't get that in there, it could be very serious for him.
I wasn't talking to. Yeah, I wasn't talking to you.
See, this is an important call too. She's like, look, I apologize. I have someone calling in. I'm his lifeline. If I don't put this in, something bad could happen. They're wasting these resources, calling in these non-pertinent trash freaking calls. And they do it repeatedly.
Sorry. All right, I'm going to put you in a brief hold, and I'm going to have the deputy call in, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Leaving on a sheriff, I'll come to the line. Just pull it.
Hi, it's me.
Hey, I'm going to connect you with Miss Preston. She's got more to add about the video that he has going on live right now. Hold on one moment, sir. All right, Miss Preston, you've got Corporal Greg on the line.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Levy County Sheriff's Office, record line.
Look at the statement here, right? Famous YouTuber George arrives at Otter Creek Town Hall February 20th, 2024 in her car. Huh.
This is Donna.
Hi, Donna. My name is Lynette Preston, and
Yes,
I
ma'am.
live in.
Can you hold on one moment?
Yep.
Number one's ringing.
Yep.
Ma'am, and how can I help you?
I am just calling in to let the Levy County Sheriff know that John Cook and I, Lynette Preston, are at Town Hall, and the time is whatever time it is right now. No one else is here. There's a meeting at 7, but Jeremy Hale is going to come. Town Hall in Otter Creek. Sorry.
Otter Creek Town Hall?
Yep. And Jeremy Hales is going to try and start some crap, trying to get us thrown out of here. We are here. No one else is here. We are waiting for the meeting, and we are first here. So we both have orders against each other.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, I understand that. Listen to me. I need some information from you. What's your phone number? Okay, and what was your name again?
Lynette, Lyne.
We know what she drives. Huh.
PTE Preston, Preston. And I'm with John Cook, COOK. And we just don't want no trouble, so we're calling you guys in advance to let you know that we did get here before anyone else, and we have to be here. We have jobs that we're taking at Town Hall tonight at the meeting. So we wanted to just let you guys know, so that if anyone calls in and says they were here first or they do whatever, nope, we're here and there's no one else here.
Protective orders don't matter who is there first, by the way. Just to know, a protective order, if you're told that you have to be away so many feet, just to clarify this, if you don't understand a protective order, I'm going to make this very clear to people. When it says that you can't be around somebody, like say I walk into a store and you are there, you are not supposed to be around me. You need to be looking for an exit. They are not supposed to change up their laws. But hey.
We even filmed it to make sure. We videoed it, so we had proof.
Okay.
That's creepy, though, man.
Okay.
With the
All right,
George
I have
stuff.
it in.
Okay. Thank
All
you,
right.
ma'am, very much.
Bye-bye.
Have a blessed night, Donna.
Waiting for the switch over.
On our way. Oh, there's Belinda's car.
There's a fire.
A fire?
Bonfire.
Oh, there is a bonfire. Oh, look, there they are.
Oh my God.
Right there.
Look at them.
I'm staring them down,
Right by
too.
the front door. Isn't that nice of them?
Did they have their baby with them?
I'm sure they do.
I'm locked.
Wow, so you can see that.
Oh. I'm gonna leave my purse in.
Okay.
There, I have a.
Thank you for calling the Levy County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, hang up and dial 911. If you know your party's extension, press 8 now. To report a crime or speak to a deputy, press 1.
It'll load there, issue. It's if we have a delay on something, or if I wrote for a minute, it'll fix. Apologies.
Levy County Sheriff's Office, I'm calling.
Hi, calling to report my neighbors violating my civil protection order. This is Martha Risk.
Okay, what is your address?
Right now, I'm at the town hall.
What is your telephone number?
It's
I mean, look at this.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, which town hall are you at?
Otter Creek.
All I said is I saw a white. Yeah, which other people have said. What I never said what was in the bottle. Keep asking me questions.
And you see that Preston tells Cook to call the sheriff on West.
Watch the video. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. You know, I'm actually somebody that actually cares about this. Because then go back and watch it. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I said. Hold on, I can
Of course, record everything.
take a top off of a bottle. That's what I said. The other women in the video said, okay, but I didn't say that. Okay, but I said I doesn't make me full of shit. You said on your video, because I do watch your videos, you said they're full of shit. Okay, well, I'm not full of shit. All I said is, well, okay, all right, fast forward, fair. Well, she wasn't in the video. It was me and it was another woman. I never said any of that stuff. All I said, yes, absolutely.
I'm listening as well. That's why I'm not speaking.
Absolutely. Because I'm going to confront her on video. Look, do it. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm not a liar. You did. You said that they're liars. Those women are liars. Okay, well, it was me. Okay, it was.
Jessica, let it go. Let it go.
Yeah. like
What a
I
horrible
told you,
situation to be
I
in.
actually,
Jessica.
all right, okay. Well, I have nothing to argue with. I told you what.
And you guys should have a copy. Tell her to stop talking to you.
I did.
Did she hear you?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Imagine being in a situation where you have to film everything that happens, never knowing what's going to happen. You know, we watch this stuff in the aftermath, and we look at it, we examine it and more. Yeah. This is a good note too. Dart said, "That's why I've captioned about Chris because in a video you're not seeing Lynette. She said she didn't see George there when she's looking right at her. Yeah, that's a good add-in too. You know, thank you for that. There's so much stuff that goes on. And here's the issue with this stuff. There's so much, like I said, it takes me a day to process all of the insanity that I watch in some of these videos. You know, you watch it with, you have anything that comes up, like right now, just trying to keep up with all of the insanity that happens. Right now, you have anything that comes out with the main people in the case, anything that comes out auxiliary, that would be anything happening with PR, anything happening with BBB, the threats that came up toward Shara. I mean, you have all of this craziness that keeps adding in, and it's like, man, I feel like sometimes it's kind of like the last Shara video. When I went back, I watched it live with Megan and we talked about it and stuff. And then afterwards, I was like, we read through some of these things, but we need to read this all as one whole statement, because what you have is a continual discussion that is happening behind the scenes, in one part talking about trying to provide ammunition in order to feed to the PR, in order to do damage. Same thing with them. I mean, look at all the stuff you've had in here. You've had multiple police calls so far. You've had this as far as the evidence is concerned. You've had texts. The one thing that I think was really telling in that first text is this plan. Oh, Jeremy, man, he's going to settle because he don't want to have to pay me $1 million. I'm going to get that cashola. I picked the wrong one. Anyway.
So they're not allowed.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who else did you say that was there as well?
John.
I misunderstood.
John Cook.
John Cook. Okay. Does he have a protection order?
I have one.
So we have the discussion about that. I have a protective order. You're walking by, being like, wow. I don't know, it strikes me as funny in its own way. It's like, well, okay. Don McCon, isn't it? Isn't that old, what's his face? Yeah, that's Don. Yeah. That's who I thought. Look at that. I'm remembering some of these other auxiliary players in the and the mess.
Are you coming to the meeting?
Man. Yep. Yep. Thank you all for clarifying that too. I was like, I think I know who that is. You know, it's so amazing to me because there are other people that help defy a protective order too. Like that's the insanity, you know. That's also there. Lori, also thanks for 5. His BBB also busted Biscuit Boy and BBB. LOL. There can only be one BBB. It's funny. What a nasty situation, though, considering everything there. I mean, I'd record every single thing for sure. Driving up. Isn't that Zim?
She said she's gonna send someone, but apparently she called them too. Lynette called the sheriffs.
Okay. And
So she said she's gonna have a sheriff come out here.
Yep. Okay. I just think it's a terrible situation where you have to have sheriffs for your safety. And really, they don't. Do they really do much for your safety? I mean, really? Do you feel like, would you feel safe in all of this?
This is so stressful.
You heard that statement right there. I mean, I think that is one of the perfect statements to encapsulate all of this stuff. This is so stressful. You know, they pretend that all of the recording is done because they want YouTube content. Man, there are much easier ways to get YouTube content than being part of that. I tell you, having people try to break your reputation, having people try to that have really nothing to lose. I mean, what do they have to lose? Again, you know, here's the funny thing too. I got thinking about this. So all these threats to sue. Okay, LP is making more money than she's ever seen. She's even admitted, hey, we've got money now. We're fixing up our home. We're doing all of this stuff. You have the 2 L's, same thing. They're making their money. BBB told us right here. He also made a statement. This is something that I did not register at first as what it is. So if you go to his open letter, these are why the open letters are so interesting. The statement that he made about you can't bother his clients. And again, I wouldn't want to anyway, but he's telling you that you are not impacting his business. He has made that himself. So as far as business opportunity, he is the one that is going out and asking people to cover the stupid that is involved. But he's telling you as far as clients, as far as his business, and again, don't contact anyone or look them up. But he's told you, because he brought them up in this stuff, yeah, you're not impacting that at all. I mean, that's a fascinating declaration, you know? Jackie notes too. Thanks for the HG. in the car seat for hours for this BS. I just hate all this stuff. Like, again, kids being impacted by stuff. I hate it. I absolutely loathe stuff because, again, I've worked on the side of putting kids' lives back together, or trying to. And it's hard. And it's soul crushing. It is absolutely soul crushing stuff. You know, this whole idea, well, they'll just get past it. Like Shara said, they'll put it aside. Oh, man, if they actually register what's going on. And it's not just this situation right here. We're talking about, again, you see the text, you see the accusations. If a child is in that kind of environment, it's awful. And don't contact anyone. My PSA.
As long as you don't communicate. No, that's not what my CPO says.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have this ready to show.
It's actually not how a protective order works, as long as you don't communicate. No, that's not how that's supposed to work.
You got it.
Oh, well, that's different. Yeah, she had her shoes in her hand, and the girl swung them at me and hit me on the side with them. And she missed multiple days of school because she was black and blue. Sorry. I didn't know this. Oh, yeah, they tried to suspend me for that, but I didn't get suspended. I did get suspended for 3 days when she pushed me and I slammed her up against a brick wall and tried to slam her head through it. I tried to slam this girl up against a brick wall, but her shoulders got in the way.
I want to read this here, actually. I'm afraid. I'm very much afraid of what he can do. And when Brett Redacted told us that they were going to off Russell. So you see this statement, it's easy to miss here, but you get into some stuff. I want you to drink this part in alone, okay? Forget anything else you heard. Just drink in what I'm saying. I'm going to start it again, okay? Just drink what I'm saying, okay? I'm very much afraid of what he can do. And when Brett, again redacted, we know Brett, told us that they were going to, I'm going to say off Russell, Redacted took it very seriously, but no one else has. The police, the deputies didn't just like that. Morristown didn't take anything I said seriously whatsoever. He just thought I was a joke, or it was a joke about Jeremy. Huh. That's interesting, isn't it?
Months on end. I've blocked her on everything. I've completely and totally ignored her. We're not going to ignore it anymore because this baby is unsafe and the animals are unsafe.
Now, then this comes in. And again, I want to read this to you. Okay. It's on your screen, but I'm going to zoom in when I read this at the beginning, but you can see it in here. So this is what it says. If I skip a word, there is no punctuation in this, okay? So I apologize if I skip a line or something. I'm doing my best not to skip anything. I've zoomed it in on a still frame that I can look at. You have to realize, see at the top, like it's really hard to see there. You have to realize too, John likes me isolated. He thinks I'm going to let him spend time with the baby alone. And I'm not, because the baby said something to me. And after she said what she said, I'll never leave him alone with her again, or with him him alone with her again. Okay, I messed that up for a second there. Not to mention the fact that one of the allegations that was made, the CPS, was that he, again, molested her. Well, that allegation was made because I told again, instead of tree strangers, someone said T. Granger, that I don't like it when he's short hiked all the way up and his, we're going to say backside, I suppose it's supposed to be butt actually, shows, and the baby is right there. And when I tell him to knock it off, he tells me to shut the F up. He can do whatever the hell he wants. And I tell him, don't let the baby play with your chest hairs. Don't go under the covers with the baby. Don't kiss her on the mouth. And he tells me to shut up. He's not one of my effing, we're going to say offender husbands. But I'm telling you, why would my daughter say what she said? And I can't prove it. So I can't turn it in. And I'm not turning it in because I don't want to lose my daughter. But I'll keep her away from them with my life. He's in the camper, it says at the bottom. I'm in the shed. I have no clue what he's doing. And there's where that cuts off right there on that one. That's actually underneath. You can see that right there. I'm gonna mute the music, you know, just to say I'm not sure about music there. But you can see I'm not skipping anything on that. So that's what it says. Oh, God. Oh, God, that hurts me inside. And again, like I said, you don't need to contact anymore. This stuff, it's sad. It very much is. I don't even know what to say with some of this stuff, just to be honest, man. You can see me sometimes at a loss for words with that, or you can hear me. Because I'm like, oh my God, like, what does it take? And apparently what I've learned from this is it doesn't matter how much proof there is, because there will be people that won't just respond in ignoring, but they will make statements like the one that we saw. And I will pull this up here again. This again, you have an anonymous participant, because of course they won't put this under their name. Of course they won't. But what a horrible thing to say. Shara, my friend, been looking at your information and family. The real golden key is going to drop in 48 hours. Your son will be first. Now that, like I said, you can take that. I don't, the way some of these people act, I don't take that as a statement about, oh, I'm going to drop a video or I'm going to drop evidence. I take that as a threat. It is also, it's aiming at kids that are attached. And again, Shara, that's their response to showcasing what you saw there. Like, that's awful. And I wish nothing but the best for Shara. I hate that she's had to make the choice between going public and discussing things like this, or being silent and letting people call her a liar or threaten her with litigation and more. Like, where's she supposed to go with that? I mean, it's horrible stuff, isn't it? But yeah, like I was saying too, Shara's video, again, it's Shara Michelle. Let me put the put her channel in here. Give me 1 second. I'll put it in the comments. Because people should go and you should check out the channel yourself. Give me a second. I'm going to pin it if it will let me. Alright, it is pinned to the top of the chat too. Again, there are over 3,000 of you here where we're talking about this. This stuff, oh Lord. I really do worry about Shara's safety. Well, I do. Again, she needs to make a police report. If nothing else, if they say that they can't do anything about it, you file an informational report. Because if anyone comes near you or yours, then if something happens, you have it all on file. That's also why, again, like a Shara, just like this is my opinion on this, just like Jeremy Hales and George have had to go forward and to talk about everything that goes on with them publicly. I feel like Shara has been put in a position where she too has to go out and has to make public commentary, because if she doesn't, you look at where this puts her. And I mean, she had to make the very real choice of deciding to come out and discuss all of this stuff or to be silent. And the easy route would have been to be quiet about it all. That's the easy route. It's not the route. Again, I'm not saying that someone should do that. I'm saying that would have been her easy route. She could have just walked away. Unfortunately, if she would have walked away with it, she would have had to have these people trying to destroy her reputation and continually go after her. Now, I hate that because, I mean, what kind of choice is that? You're either going to be called a liar and you're going to have people try to ruin you, or, oh man, Shara also noted some stuff over the last day, and she had put on Facebook. I will capture all of that too, and we will probably talk about that. I want to digest everything that came up today, just to make sure that I didn't miss something, you know. And we'll capture everything there, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. I mean, every day. I don't know what tomorrow will bring on this. BBB has been talking about how, you know, it's fascinating. I heard a clip somebody sent me where you had BBB talking about how he hopes that the amended petition will actually be decided on relatively quickly. And that fascinated me too, because I thought the plan before was to drag this thing out for 5 months plus. That's what they were bragging about, right? Now it's, man, he hopes it comes in this week. He hopes they get a decision right away. But even Shara posted about, I just saw her post where she said, and again, I'll put this with everything else. She said that she will be, for January the 5th, BBB is talking about suing Wes. So she's going to officially cover the Wes story. You know, because the portion of it that gets left on the sideline, again, is Patty. Patty went out of her way to do everything possible that she could to make sure that something would happen, and nothing happened there. They refused to press charges. And now they're retaliating against, so they're talking about it openly, that they're going to retaliate against Wes. They're going to sue. Now remember, Shara also said that he made statements while there was an ongoing police investigation on his YouTube channel, stating he's going to sue. Now again, could that have impacted them? Don't know. But if they go after Wes and they try to play John Cook as the victim, what they're going to run into are problems with the police report, for example. That's going to be a real problem for them, because that and everything else connected to it, it notes her talking about how the man is a liar. He continually lies. He is awful and abusive toward her family, her mother, and again, the ex. Remember the bottle in the shed portion. And they also talk about, again, he did indeed have the old pew-pew. They lied about it. They concealed it. They talked to the police about it. There are audio recordings there. So yeah, I mean, it's more lawfare. It's more ridiculous nonsense. I mean, that's absolute insanity. But that's where we are. Anybody will be threatened with lawsuits. Any and everybody. The vexatious litigation. That stuff also will be preserved for court records in case somebody decides to sue anyone. Make sure that you preserve it all. On top of that, make sure you preserve that BBB invited everyone to talk about this at length. And not only that, he has been going out and soliciting YouTubers. He has solicited journalists. He told Megan Fox, can't wait for your coverage on John Cook. He solicited myself about airport photos and more. Yeah, it's a real quandary for them, but still they talk about vexatious litigation and how they're going to go after everyone. It's absolute absurdity. But anyway, let's see if there's any more super chats left. I try to catch them up throughout this. There are 2 in here. Let's get these here and appreciate all of you. We've had I think it was a very, something else. Well, let me look at her numbers too. I'm just curious about Shara's numbers. Let's see where she's at right now. So Shara she's at 4,950 something subscribers. She's about to actually cross the 5,000 subscriber threshold. So if you haven't subscribed to her, the link is at the top of the description. Or I said description, top of the chat, rather. I said description, my bad. The top of the chat. If there are 50 of you that have not subscribed, consider doing so. Because again, wow. I mean, some of this stuff, wow. And they have motivated her to continue to cover, continue to reach out, and continue to go out and prove that she is not a liar like they've said. Shannon noted, thanks for the 2 months. Lynette dyed her hair so she would look like George. If there are pictures of Crook and George, it's actually Lynette. Yeah, I noticed the black hair thing. I mean, I can't speak to the actual reason, but I did find that to be kind of, that was interesting. And Janice, thanks for the 10. Shara's son is over 21. He needs to file a separate police report too. Yes, that's actually true too. I don't know how informed he is on this stuff. It is a bizarre thing to have to tell your relatives something's going on. I actually had to inform relatives of that kind of stuff before. I've had to tell them, because, again, people don't have a line in the sand. They don't. They do some awful shit. And yeah, sometimes you have to inform relatives, and that's a tough conversation. And they want it to be a tough one because they hope that it'll back you off of something. But again, it's put Shara in a weird predicament because, again, how does she ever feel safe? She's got to be public. That way there is documentation of everything that went on. It's not just a reputational thing. It's a safety consideration thing. But yeah, he needs to file one too. That way there'll be 2 police reports. You file a report about that being for a federal witness is being threatened and being intimidated. Indeed. All of this is tied together on that, and people are trying to silence her. And she is allowed. The judge has made it clear that people are allowed to make videos on subjects. She is allowed to go out and to showcase things. What's fascinating is she's not giving opinion statements in that either. You notice that. Her videos are just 100% screenshots and 100% audio so far. So there is nothing in there that gives an opinion whatsoever. You're allowed to make up your own minds about what's there. She's just showing you, again, incidents. She's showing you calls, how many times these things have gone on, and narratives that have actually been promoted to her. The idea, well, we didn't want anything from Hales. Well, that's been proven wrong a few times. There's been talk about back when, for example, there was actually a screenshot back when. I don't know if I still. Yeah, there was an old screenshot. Remember that read from. It said, "Hello, I hope this finds you're having a wonderful day. So we had a builder out yesterday to frame everything, not including material. He wants 15 grand. I'm only going to have 7 so far. I need to raise 8, but just don't know how to do it. I so wish I had the courage to ask Jeremy if he could help me do a raffle or something. But I'm way too embarrassed and don't want them to think I want to use them. Crap, they just have such a large fan base. It would get outgo so many people. I have thought it out and it could work, but I don't know how to get it out to a lot of people. Jeremy just message us, da-da-da-da-da. But you can see, again, this whole idea that they never wanted anything from him. Nothing. Yeah. No. Interesting, isn't it? Pickled Tink, also, thanks for the 3 months. Tug, without trying to be too nosy about your personal stuff, can I ask your age? Just curious. I'm older. We'll go over that. I'm older. I am not a young person. I am not. I am not yet at retirement, but I am not young. Let's go with that. That's how I go with it. You know, I mean, if people are curious, I'm sure you can find that information. But yeah, I don't usually get into that specific particular, and that there's nothing wrong with you asking either. There's just certain things I don't really get in. But like I said, I'm older. I'm not young. I'm not yet on the get off my lawn portion, but you know. I don't feel I'm old enough to feel it in life. I think that's a good way to go. I'm old enough for my hair to start graying out good. Got a lot of gray in my hair. I think one of the things I've learned too, you know, if I would have done videos in my 20s, I don't think I would have had the composure to do that. If I would have done them without a mental health background, for example, I would have never been able to truly, I think, empathize with someone. You empathize with people, but to truly understand damage. That's why false accusations really bother me so much, because you see the real people that they hurt. And that's why I think victim advocacy is so important. True victim advocacy. But yeah, I don't mind questions like that. I just, I think that's a particular that points like straight at you. But yes, I do not feign being a young person. I think there's an understanding that comes with age. There's a wisdom. And again, maybe you're one of the young people out there and you have that wisdom already imparted in you. And if you do, bravo, I appreciate you. I wish I could have been that person. I don't think I would have been a good parent as a young person. I had wildness in me, you know, had a lot of stuff go on when I was younger, and it put a wildness in me, and I had to get that out. But working with people, especially damaged people, and a lot of us are damaged. We don't understand that, but working with damaged people gives you a lot of empathy for that. Maybe that answers in a roundabout way. I don't know. Paula, thanks for 5 there. Can't Shara, as a witness, report it to the federal court itself in Florida? She actually, there could be reports filed. Actually, lawyer could file it too. Again, I'm wondering what the line would be with everything. I think that there has been enough stuff that has gone on that I think it's serious enough to report. I very much do. I think there's certain people that it originates from. I think they pointed enough hatred at Shara And again, remember, Shara, what the disturbing thing to me is that, like, BBB in his open letter said that Larry, essentially, again, I'm paraphrasing, but he wouldn't have the stones to speak out because he would be ostracized. I mean, you remember that, right? His open letter. Let's see what his wording was, actually. Like, where he was trying to call out. I thought that was so bizarre, too. You can't disagree with these people, and yet, when you see how this goes, do you think a Shara can have her own opinions? Here's what's, imagine, like, this pointed something else. Here's his own statement. He said, I believe you can neither, quote unquote, settle the thumbnails case nor cover the story as a serious legal analyst without being seen as a turncoat by other YouTubers we know of and the big guy himself. Huh. Now, if you were to flip that script and you think about Shara and you think about what she's dealt with, doesn't that explain what she's actually had pointed at her? Because she went out and she wanted to cover this as a quote unquote serious legal analyst. She wanted to cover that as somebody, again, looking at it from the journalist side. Let me show you that. Actually, let me pull that up while I'm saying it. See this line right here. Look at what happened to Shara. She mentions having problems. People start making threats toward her. She says, hey, you know, I don't think you should treat people like slug the way you've been treating them. What comes her way? And like she said in her depo, the day before she was going to be deposed, you have the Hale channels coming out and they start bringing up the we have a device full of stuff about you. She's like, that's blackmail. Like, that's insanity. But anyway, I think we've covered enough tonight. I think we are good. Let me see if Shizzy is going to be live tonight. Give me a second. I want to redirect. I think, Shizzy Wiznut is probably live. Yes, Shizzy is indeed live tonight. Let me link him in. I'm going to redirect toward Shizzy tonight. I saw another super chat. I'm going to hit that one too. And then, again, that is my plan. Saturdays, again, I will probably redirect to Shizzy a lot. I like Shizzy. I like his coverage. I think it's funny. You know, he does a good job with stuff. I like to redirect there. I watch this stuff that's going on there, so I like to redirect there. Saturdays, I've been redirecting to Flashcast. Aside from that, I do try to really redirect and other people because, again, I think that helps out. Wilborn's also said, thanks for the 2. Thanks for the shout out, Tug. Means a lot. Ain't no problem there. Again, I don't notice a lot of channel. Like, this is my problem here. Like, I'm not caught up on emails. I don't even know what's in my spam folder. You know, I've been flipping my life over to Fun Employment, and it's been good. Actually, it has been really good there. But with stuff, I have no idea who all the channels are that cover this stuff or anything else. So, yeah, I mean, giving people a shout out, no problem. You know, it's hard to grow in the old YouTube sphere. If you got something to say, check it out, see what you got to say. Yeah, appreciate you. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. Shara seems like a very empathetic person. Yes. I mean, you look at her statement, she talks about her heart all the time. You know, she was motivated by her heart in this stuff. And that is a rough place to be, right? That is. People can play you. BBB could really do damage to that type of person verbally. Yeah. All the yelling and other stuff. But I'm going to redirect you. Thank you, Jack's moms, too. No, thank you, Jack's mom. I said Jack's moms. I was like, wait a minute. That's not right. But I appreciate y'all. It has been an interesting one. Go over, check out Shizzy. Tell him that Tug sent you. Go rate him and tell him. Tell old Papa Nut that Tug sent you. Appreciate you. We'll see you.